Hey, I'm Brian Van, SportBikeTrackGear.com. Today we're going to break down the all-new HJC F71 full-face helmet. The all-new F71 retails from $349 to $394, from solids to some of the graphics. Please understand, we don't update the videos for pricing changes, only when the product itself has been completely redesigned. Who is this helmet right for? This helmet is intended for a street rider that's looking for a helmet that offers a drop-down inner screen, tinted, go from light to dark, which is the simple slide of a switch. Well vented, looks good, and also this one offers a direct integration with the Sena Smart HJC Bluetooth communicators. We're going to do a video on that this week. It fits in many models. It gives you an ultra clean, low profile install. Works great with the helmets. What's in the box? This helmet's going to include the helmet, the fog-free pin lock lens, removable chin curtain, weight 3.6 pounds in a size medium on our shipping scale, which is exactly what I would expect for a helmet like this. Ventilation. They've done a lot to bring as much air into a helmet with a drop-down inner screen as possible. Switchable chin vent. This is going to direct air up onto the shield. That's going to work to obviously cool you down and also demist the shield. Let's say you're not using the pin lock insert, you're in some fog possible conditions. This helps to keep the shield clear and your line of vision open. Intake vents here on the crown of the helmet. These are pretty slick, man. These sliders, they look cool. The action's really positive. This is a good looking helmet when you get it in your hands. Diffusers here on the back for your exhaust vents. How much ventilation do I anticipate? This is going to be a good venting helmet. Anytime you put a drop-down inner shield into a helmet, you have to remember that shield, when it's retracted, that's going to be covering some prime ventilation real estate, okay? So it prevents the manufacturers from putting effective ventilation in this area right here on the brow of the helmet. So it does reduce some of the intake side of the ventilation. With that said, HJC's gone a long way here, especially with these scoops on the top, to bring as much air into this helmet as possible. To get more ventilation, you'd have to go with a true full-face race helmet that has ventilation not only on the crown, but also up here in the brow of the helmet. Shell construction. This is going to be one of their premium multi-fiber shells. Several different shell sizes. We don't have the brakes available at this time. Safety standards. This is built to the DOT standard here in the US, which is more than sufficient for street riding without a doubt. Noise production. My expectation is this helmet is going to produce a reasonable amount of noise. They've got a really good seal here around the neck roll area and the cheek pads. One of the best ways to keep a helmet quiet is to have it fitting good here and keeping the chin curtain installed. You can also see that with this current generation of HJC helmets, all of the shields have been redesigned. They're contoured. That really helps to cut down on the wind noise. They're doing wind tunnel testing, right? So my expectation is for a street helmet, it's going to be a very reasonable amount of noise. Glasses compatibility. We've got a little bit of B-roll here for you. Tom will show you that. Took a little effort to get them in, but once they were in there, they felt great. They rode exactly where I would want them to be. Shield removal. To get the shield off the helmet, let's go ahead and slide your index finger right here in that release trigger. Pull forward. Once you have that forward, go ahead and pull out and kind of rotate it like this. Pull out a little bit at the top and then up. The other side is usually a little bit easier than the first. Go ahead and do the same thing with the trigger. Now you're just able, because the one side is undone, go ahead and pull it right off the helmet. To reinstall, these will stay in the forward position. They kind of lock in place until you put the shield back on. To verify that is in fact the case, and then go ahead and line the shield up in the upwardmost position. you'll see all the tabs begin to lock themselves in. Put a little bit of pressure. It's going to drop right into place. Repeat that process on the other side, of course. Anytime you change a shield before you go out and ride, it's a good practice to actuate it a couple of times just to make sure that you've got it reinstalled correctly. You don't have any trouble when you're back out on the road. Let's go ahead and have a look at the removable interior of the helmet now. You can see also we do have some reflective piping here on the cheek pads. The quality of this stuff looks great. The color, the contrast, the stitching is nice. It has the emergency release cheek pad. You kind of slide your finger in there and you can pull down on the cheek pad. They'll release all the way out. That's one way to remove them. We'll show you the way if you're just going to service the helmet, like installing the Bluetooth communicator. To release the cheek pads, slide your fingers in between the backing of the cheek pad and the internal EPS of the helmet. Put a little pressure inward towards the center of the helmet. You're going to find the snaps release quite easily. Once you have that out, go ahead and rotate the cheek pad as I'm showing you here. Grab it at the very front and rotate out like that. It's going to come right out. Other side, of course, is a complete mirror image. To remove the top pad, there are two snaps at the back. Treat those the same way you would have the snaps on the cheek pads. When you get up to the front here, right at the brow, there is a tab that's sewn on to the top pad. It rides in a channel. There are little releases. Sometimes you can just pull and they'll come out. Other times you need to get your fingernail or maybe a little screwdriver in there to release the tab. Just depends how much tension is on it. Out it comes. To remove the chin curtain, just grab it like so right here, pull out, and rotate around. Give you a quick look here at the quality of the liner. It looks great. The fabric's super comfortable, right? Everything you would expect for this price point helmet. It's also important to note the cheek pads are all interchangeable throughout every size, while the top pads have to remain the same with each side. That's the information we have as of right now. Something else we need to cover is going to be our drop-down inner screen. This one is 3-position adjustable. You're effectively able to change how far away this is from your face. In order to gain access to that, one of the panels that is used during the installation of the Bluetooth device would need to be removed. You push down on this little tab right here, kind of in the center of it, push down, that comes off. It exposes this switch right here. The downward position has the shield closer to your face. Up one, and you kind of see it right at the end there. That's where it would have stopped. When you're in the middle position, this is where it stops. And then we have the final position, which is the furthest away, all the way at the top. And you can see the difference right there. It is pretty pronounced. Inside the helmet, Bluetooth installation, you need to remove these little closeout panels they put in here. And they kind of just pull right out. There's one for the right, one for the left. They're marked. All the channeling is inside here for the speakers, the wiring, the microphone. The device itself installs right here at the very back of the helmet. The switch control pod is on the left side. If you buy the higher end unit, the antenna will be on the other side. Super clean, low profile install. It doesn't look a lot different than it looks right now, which is pretty impressive. You look inside the helmet, you can see that we've got a fair amount of channeling that is aligned with the intake and exhaust vents to help enhance the cooling of the helmet. All in all, what do I think? This replaces the F70. The F70 was a cool helmet. It looked good like this one looks, but that one didn't fit well. That one was way too narrow. I said that in that video. They addressed that with this one. This has a nice, comfortable, intermediate oval fit. Now you have another great option for a lot of the street riders out there where, I mean, this, I think you're getting a lot of helmet for the 349 to 394 range, right? The thing looks great. It feels great. You have the option to add the Bluetooth, which is direct fit, comes with the pin lock insert all around. Solid option for street rider. If you have any questions, leave those in the comments section of this video. I answer all that stuff myself. I'm always here to help you choose the right helmet for your next ride.